Hi, I'm Tim Cuny. Welcome to CMI's lab session. I lead the solutions team here at CMI. Welcome back to our YouTube video channel. Today we want to talk about IBM's reference architecture or reference view around cloud. It's a cloudy day and hopefully we'll make things a little bit more clear by the end of this session. First of all, you can see that IBM's fully supportive of all the hypervisors, whether you're using VMware or IBM's hypervisor or open source KVM or Microsoft, or even using cloud constructs from Amazon or IBM SoftLayer. Entry into the cloud is fully supported within IBM. The next most important piece to understand is infrastructure as a service. Infrastructure as a service within IBM, and think infrastructure as a service as compute, storage, and network, is fully built on OpenStack. IBM is one of the largest contributors to OpenStack, and everything that IBM does within infrastructure as a service is built into an OpenStack standard. They've taken the Havana distribution, hardened that distribution, and using that as a code base for infrastructure as a service. So being able to provision or deprovision compute, storage, and network is an OpenStack construct. The next thing is, let's talk about patterns. And patterns are simply things that you will reuse during provisioning. So when you think about complex provisioning, a server, storage, compute, network, middleware, and monitoring could be a pattern. Think about patterns. I think about patterns as like cars. There are certain constructs within a car that you would reuse. The drivetrain, steering, brakes, engine, even the sunroof and the movable parts of a sunroof could be a component or pattern that you would want to reuse as you're orchestrating your cloud system. The next big piece is orchestration. And orchestration is a real differentiator for IBM. IBM took their Lombardi business process management, BPM tools, and created an orchestration tool set within this construct. And really what that means is that as you start to provision more and more complex workloads, and think about a complex workload as compute, storage, network, middleware, backup and recovery, security, monitoring. As you're pulling all of those different pieces together, having that workflow and having that approval system and that business process to go through is something that's really a differentiator. So infrastructure as a service, patterns, orchestration that builds to a self-service catalog. So ideally, within your organization, when you want to improve efficiency, you're just simply going to have someone, and it's probably not an end user, it's probably in the first iteration or first multiple iterations, your IT guys, when they want to bring up a server for development, and that server has to have obviously the compute, the storage, the network, but middleware has to have certain database associated with it. It might need some monitoring systems as well. Once that gets pushed, the infrastructure is there. The patterns that bring all this together are called by the orchestration tool, and now you have a provision system in a matter of minutes rather than days or weeks that we're used to. The next thing that we want to talk about is a set of IT services, and those IT services could be monitoring, backup and restore, could be security and compliance. So think again, for that dev system that you're calling up, you could be using Microsoft SCOM, you could be using VMware Control for some management. What orchestration does is pull all these IT services together with the patterns, again, to give you that self-service provisioning. One of the cool things that IBM's doing as well with patterns is patterns can be either built within your organization or procured from the cloud marketplace. And think about the big app store in the sky, only instead of Angry Birds, what this app store is really about IT data center patterns. And it's actually an interesting way that you can monetize these patterns, so you could actually put these patterns, if you'd like, out in the cloud marketplace and have your own Angry Birds for your data center. There's also some interesting things going on with DevOps, new ways of building development, application development, that we'll talk about in a subsequent YouTube video. Anyway, this is IBM's view. It really is built on OpenStack, it's built on transparency, it's built on standardization, it's built on orchestration, and at the end of the day, two words to think about is automation and efficiency. This brings automation to the data center and brings efficiency to the data center, and at the end of the day, it's meant to free your knowledge workers from doing redundant tasks, to allow them to bring innovation to your data center and really respond to your business needs rather than just keeping the lights on. Again, Tim Cuny, CMI's Lab Services, Lab Series. Really happy that you spent a few minutes with us. This is IBM's construct. We'd love to talk to you about more of this and how this relates to your organization. Please give us a call. We'll come out and chat with you. And stay tuned to the channel because we're going to have some more interesting videos shortly.